Welcome to Kate and Friends, also known as Kate and Tell Mostly. This segment, 10 minutes before the show, pre-cum. Pre-Kate and Tell Mostly. Danny, what are the exercises we're doing today?
All right, I want to see 10 squats, 20 dog peas, arm circles until I don't feel like it anymore, the Rico shuffle,
Got it.
soccer ball,
Got it.
leg things, speed, lap, apologizing to people,
Okay.
10 squats,
Okay.
15 arm out,
All right.
20 up and downs on bleachers, and speed laps to finish. Let's get it going.
Okay.
All right, 10
All right,
squats.
timer started. 10
Ready?
squats. Now, if you're just tuning in for the first time, this is the pre-show to Kate and Tell Mostly, I guess
Yeah.
you'd call it. Kate and Friends. And this is just me holding myself accountable.
7.
It's kind of a selfish thing that's taking up other people's time and resources.
9 and 10.
Okay, what's next, Danny?
10 dog peas.
All right.
Okay. All right. You know what I'm talking about? Is this to the side and
Here,
back?
Here, here. It's back, side, down.
Okay.
Let's make it 5 of those.
5 of these? Is this painful to watch?
I call
Basically,
them also donkey kicks.
oh, is that what they're calling them these? I don't work out at all, and last week was the first time before this show that I worked out in forever, and my legs just stopped being sore
I think we're good
2
on
days
here.
ago.
I think that was
I didn't do the other side yet.
Oh, you didn't do the
Yeah.
other side?
I didn't do the
I
other
was
side
rotating.
Let's
I'll
get
do
on
a
the same page, girls.
yet. I'm not keeping track.
One,
The important thing is just that you get up and move your body, okay?
4.
Uh,
You have to be at 10.
I don't know, I don't count. I'm not
Arm circles.
All right.
Okay,
All
all
right.
right.
Let me get my.
I'm just gonna do this. I read it's good for goofy backs, which I have.
And I read this is great for the
All right.
comments.
Oh, okay. Oh, must be nice. You can go ahead and zoom in on her. I'll be
Yeah.
over here doing the
People
music.
seem to be
Fine.
really into jump rope
Uh-huh.
lately.
All right.
I think Doug's counting me down.
Okay.
Doug, look away, man.
All right.
Whoa.
The Rico shuffle.
The Rico shuffle.
Is
Wait.
that related to Rico Bosco?
It is. Is it time for that yet? Not quite. Just getting up, moving your body, or use this 10 minutes to like do some basic adulting you've been putting off.
Like stretching, because
Maybe stretch
jump
a little
roping
bit.
is like cardio.
It's okay if you're eating snacks or drinking a coffee right now. Just stretch out a little bit. Stand up, give a little movement to your body. I spent a lot of time sitting on my phone thinking I should get up and do this stuff, and then I don't do it. And all right, Rico shuffle's next.
Rico shuffle.
Okay, Rico shuffle.
Are we going back and forth?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, God.
Come on, Rico. Come on, Rico.
Ah! Fuck, it got my heart going. My heart's beating like a rabbit. Ooh. Okay. All the balls are gone. You gotta go till all the balls are gone.
You got to go until you hit one.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Listen. Stay low. Stay low.
They said you were a good thrower. Were they lying to me? I thought you were
He's
a good
been known
pitcher.
to miss before. Okay, a couple more. I'm sweating.
Oh, Kate,
Woo,
do
I'm
not
sweating.
say that about Rico, Kate. He does not throw like a girl.
Rico doesn't throw like a girl. Okay. All right.
That's one. Oh.
He got Megan in the boob. All right. Okay. Okay, Rico shuffle's
All
done.
right, now get the cans.
What's next?
Now it is soccer ball leg thing.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
We're doing
Okay.
with basketball.
It has to be a soccer
No,
ball.
All right. Now we're slowing down
Okay.
here.
This
Take
is
a deep
nice
breath.
little breather.
Deep breath for all those out there.
Okay.
All right.
This is a simple
Up.
one Megan showed me. Good for the posture.
All right.
Good for the squatting.
Hey, let's make sure we throw that basketball out afterwards.
A little alcohol spray will fix that. A little vodka. Okay.
This is 6.
Danny promises he'll join in next week.
7.
This is
A
killing
little
my
busy
legs.
this morning.
Oh my God.
8.
Okay.
9.
Oh my God. I'm so out of
10.
shape. Okay. Okay.
Give me 10 squats.
10 squats again? Fuck. Sorry.
All
Sorry.
right, ready?
My legs were literally sore all week last week. And I think we only did a total of 20 squats. Oh my God. Okay. I know this is part joke idea. That was a queef, by the way.
What is that?
10.
Okay.
Okay.
No power Kegels this week. I'm still exhausted from that.
15 arm out to the side things.
Oh shit, that's with the dumbbells? I'm not gonna do that.
No, I got you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I'll just, you know,
Flap our wings.
flap our bingo wings.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm sweating.
I'm sweating.
That was, I think with everyone watching too, that was a little bit more intense than we anticipated. Yeah, maybe take this time while you're cooling off to stretch.
Stretch a little bit, stretch a little bit. Get up from your seat, do a little Tina Belcher action.
Yeah.
Oh, 7-pounders.
One apiece, I guess? Wait, that was,
Fuck, I'll figure out something. Adapt, improvise, and overcome. I'll just do, is this a thing?
I don't know. Yeah,
You'll do what's on here.
Yeah.
15 arm outs.
Is this a thing that people do?
I think so.
I don't know. Spider, is this a thing people do?
Yeah.
You know?
My second wife used to always do that.
Okay. Here we go. Okay.
All right,
This feels like a thing.
that felt
15 of these.
extremely
Kate acting like she's never done that
like
before.
a thing.
2 hands.
That's not something you're used to.
2 hands.
Shout out to Beeb.
All right. He's in for a treat. How did I not realize what this looks like until just now?
All right, between my jump roping and that, whatever that was, I hope you guys enjoy the workout.
All right, what's next?
20 up and downs on the bleacher.
I don't feel like going, oh well, fuck it. Come on. This is leg heavy. This is leg intensive.
All right,
You know what I'm gonna do today? I'm considering this an up and down. I'm mixing it up. Is this triceps? I don't even know what the muscles are called. And again, the point of this, do I really think I'm gonna get ripped or in shape or healthier? Not really. But I've been putting off getting moving for so long that I hope this sparks something that maybe, because after last week, I was like, the next day I was like, I'm gonna go out in the park and whatever. I didn't.
I was sore.
But I thought about
breaking. Danny shuffle.
it. No! Okay.
Ha!
Get his
Got him.
ass.
Shit.
Saved
All right,
by the
last
bell.
but not least, we need some speed laps to finish.
All right,
Speed laps.
speed lap.
Speed.
All right,
I said speed.
we're walking.
As you can tell, this is pre-recorded.
Sorry.
So we have the Lucky One Lemonade dog show going on today.
Are you a
With
part of
dogs-
that?
I probably should have said this in the very beginning to explain what's happening.
I think we go through the hoop.
Maybe I'll have some long banner go across the bottom that kind of explains it. Something long and rambling and unhinged. We have the Lucky Ones dog show going on today. We have actual puppies from Paws coming in.
More
And
excited about the puppies than anything. That was one speed lap, right?
how much time do we have left?
Like 20 more seconds.
Really?
About a hair past freckle, yeah.
Let's just walk around Danny.
2 minutes, fuck. Okay,
All right, so remember last week I told you about my neighbors?
yes.
I found out more about them.
What's up?
I found out that not only are they not throwing away their trash,
Yeah.
they're letting 3 dogs defecate and urinate in their house.
Can't do that.
So-
Can't do that.
Guess who might have called the landlord?
No.
I might have gone Karen mode.
Are you the Karen of the block?
No, I usually am
when it
not.
comes to animal welfare,
But
you've really got to stay on
I
it.
mean, if you're leaving bones out in trash for rats and letting your dogs pee everywhere and they bark constantly. Speaking of dogs, look at this tunnel.
Oh,
Woohoo! That was a workout in itself.
Just get the body moving, you know? Get the hips twisted.
60-second warning.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do a little hip twist, little karaoke.
Oh. Grapevines.
Whoa!
guys, I'm trying to eat my Fritos here.
Okay. Ken, some people might say, Kate, this is painful to watch. It's not for you, it's for me.
And it's for everybody else
And
out
it's to
there.
make other people here suffer. Sorry. But anyway, are we done? No?
No.
I gotta keep moving till we're done.
52 seconds? This seems like
Oh
the
my
longest
God.
workout potentially of all time.
Again, the important thing, just get up, get moving. Eventually, one of these weeks, it's gonna spark something in me, and I'll actually do it more than one day a week.
Anything happening in your side of the neighborhood?
A lot of fireworks season is starting.
How does Spork feel about fireworks?
For no reason.
Those ain't fireworks.
Okay.
Yeah, how are you supposed to tell if it's fireworks or gunshots?
Usually if you hear a ah afterwards, it's a gunshot.
Okay.
What if you don't hear that and it's an accurate gunshot?
Oh my God.
Yeah, or
I guess I could do squats last 10 seconds. Okay.
Okay,
Close
sure.
proximity to Danny squats. We'll have a better plan for next week.
Touch
No, we
toe.
won't. The important thing is hopefully you took this 10 minutes, get moving, get ready for Kate and Till mostly. Thought that was a high five.
But yeah. Yeah!
There we
Oh
go.
my God.
Okay.
You guys can't tell. We're struggling for a 10-minute workout.
Yeah,
That was hard.
that was hard. Now let's get into calm.
Come on.
Woo! Oh my God. Another incredible workout for Kate and Friends in the morning. Welcome back to episode 2. First off, got to give an enormous thank you to everybody who tuned in to episode 1. Over 40,000 people, 40,000 viewers on episode 1. And I'm excited that episode 2 is absolutely not going to have an enormously steep drop off that's going to set the tone for a downward spiral for the rest of this show for the rest of the time that it exists. In true Barstool fashion, this is a live show. This episode's not actually live. We have a huge event going on in the office this week that will be revealed later on. So this was actually recorded on Wednesday. The good news about that is that means that the three of us can actually be in the chat, hanging out, having some good back and forth with everybody during this episode. Especially good if you're a troll and you're just here to shit on us. Now's the time. Let it rip, because we're lurking in the comments right now. We'll see any mean thing that you want to say about us.
Now's your time to really hurt us.
Now's your time. Really let it rip.
Maybe just be nice.
Local news, hyper-local Barstool news. Let's head into it from around Barstool, Chicago, and my personal radar bubble. These are the news items that matter to me. Huge in the Chicago office this week. We got a new coffee machine, folks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This thing can do it all. You hit the button. You want an Americano. You want a French zhuzh.
A flat white.
A flat white. Anything you want, you can have it. Everybody's gathering around it, chit-chatting. I love it. And the hottest feature on it, you just hit the button. You don't have to put anything in it. Hot cocoa capabilities. And, yeah.
Good for any 7-year-olds working here.
Any 7-year-olds working here, or Liam Blutman. Liam Blutman is here in studio to tell us about the hot cocoa and the new coffee machine. Liam,
Bring them in.
bring them on in.
Woo!
High energy.
As always.
Take your time.
As
Take your
always.
time.
Oh, he
where's
forgot his
he?
hot cocoa.
Okay. I would say that this episode is just going so smooth. I don't know about you guys, but this is just as smooth as Liam's slide through here.
Here he comes. This is going to be worth it.
Yep.
Liam, tell us about the new hot cocoa, new coffee machine in the office.
Chocolate's so good.
Thank you, Liam.
Yeah, thank you, Liam.
It's really good. Uh-huh.
No, I'm okay.
Okay. It's just really good.
Liam Blutman.
All
Thank
right. That
Hot
was
chocolate's very
riveting.
good.
I didn't know what I was going to expect, but that was it.
That was it. Thank you,
All
Blutman.
right. That was wonderful.
Up next, we have a petition on change.org to ban Dave Portnoy from WNBA games. The petition is now closed. It got over 1,029 supporters, adding to it several comments. It really picked up speed. Dave tweeted it out himself. It's got a lot of drama going on right now. Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark and all that stuff. The discourse has been fascinating to watch. And then what really struck me, everybody here has already commented on it. I don't have anything really interesting to add to it. But underneath in the suggested, it suggests other change.org things. What's this one that popped up for me? Ban Kate from Kate and Friends in the Morning and change the name to Danny and Co.
What?
I have not seen that petition, and I will not be signing it.
Yeah,
Danny
I thought
who?
that was interesting. The paragraph under it, someone who 1 isn't from here, 2 can barely grow a mustache, and
3 doesn't know sports at all. Should not be leading any type of show here at Barstool Sports, Chicago.
I thought I had that on
You can't grow a mustache?
Yesterday, Dwayne Wade was in the office, and she whispered, "Who is that? I can tell that's somebody. They look so familiar. This is exciting." While his whole PR team was standing 2 feet behind her. Legit the most deeply embarrassing myself and several others have felt here in a long time. This is totally not Danny writing this, by the way.
That's interesting. Fun fact about D-Wade, just got a huge new chest tattoo of all of his accomplishments.
Really?
What would you guys put on your chest as your accomplishments?
I already did it. That's why my chest is bare.
Yeah, mine would be 2 college days, 2 X-rated to show. I can't tell you what I was up to.
Mine's just what I got, just 2 saggy boobs to represent 2 kids.
That is better than any chest tattoo to tell the story. Dwayne Wade was in the office yesterday, and I actually did not
know who he was.
Which is not a slight to him. That's a slight to me and speaks volumes about
Bulls legend.
Bulls?
Yeah, he was on there for a year.
I couldn't even tell you what was he. Lakers guy?
He was on the Heat.
Yeah,
he
was the big team he was on.
I know he's in Jay-Z's like Dwayne Wade.
Should we bring up Jay-Z right now? I don't know.
Sports.
If Jesus paying LeBron and paying Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, that's how I know.
There we go, Danny. That's why we have Danny here.
That's why we have Danny here. The Yak did a gender reveal live on the show this week. Shout out Rachel and Matt, both avid Yackers who've been together for 7 years. And they found out they were pregnant this year. They reached out to TJ to see if we could be the ones to tell them if they're having a boy or a girl. We could see that clip right
Love
here.
That. Oh my God.
Love it. Oh my God.
Let me just type in GIR and then.
It's a boy.
It's a boy.
Okay, type boy.
Close.
Yeah.
That's so exciting. They were so lovely.
They were so lovely. A couple things about this. Aww. It was very exciting in the moment. We do a quiz show called Sporkle.
Yackle, Kate.
Yackle. That one blew.
Is this maybe the most wholesome yak moment ever?
Why do we get there on this side? They're the parents.
Quickly ruined.
We're not the parents. They're the parents over there.
Multicolored.
There's a whole tour right here.
Oh, man. Congrats, Titus.
Yeah.
You guys are gonna make great parents.
We did it.
Yes.
Yeah, so a couple things I loved about that. We do this quiz on the Yak, and they used the quiz to reveal the gender. Was 1, TJ spelling the name boy wrong when it was finally time for the big reveal. It's a tough word. And 2, immediately after, 2, the whole gang coming in and bursting in, even though there was a door right behind the couple, bursting in on the other side of the studio. And then 3, immediately after this segment, as soon as they left the room, the next topic was us talking about punching fish in the head until they're dead. So that was a little tough.
Good transition.
Have either of you, did you do a big gender reveal for your kids?
I did not. I did not do a gender reveal. I guess the second one we kind of did, but it was just within like my husband, myself, and my son. We went out to our favorite Mexican restaurant, and I had 2 onesies, and I had like the sonogram lady put one into the bag that was the one, and so whenever he got it out, stupidly, I bought a blue onesie that says like I'm a little sister or I'm whatever, and so whenever he brought it out, my husband thought it was a boy, and I was like, read the shirt, and it was a girl.
It was a girl.
Yeah, but no, I didn't do anything crazy, but I do love. I think my favorite gender reveals are when people hire the big blow up baby suits and they make them punch to the death, and then whichever large blow up baby wins is the gender.
Yeah, it's really escalated. I went down a rabbit hole last night and I looked up the history of gender reveals and how they've like really blown up on the internet. And it started with this one couple in like 2009 who just did the cake icing thing where they cut into the cake, and it was like they were outside on a blanket and it was pretty and people loved it and it started taking off. My Roman Empire, one of my several Roman empires, did you know that gender reveals have burned over 70,000 acres of...
I can imagine.
So, and more than that, there was in 2017, an Arizona couple fired a gun at a gender balloon, sparking a brush fire that burned 47,000 acres, $8 million in damage. 2021, a smoke bomb in California sparked a 23,000 acre fire, destroying 5 homes, 15 other buildings, and more awful stuff. They got like 30 charges against them.
people running out of their burning homes just holding like a blue or pink flag.
Yeah, which is it? It's a boy, it's a girl. I always wonder, like, where are they now? And like, as the kid gets older, are they going to be like, hey, that was my family? I looked it up. That's over 70,000 acres total just off these two gender reveals. I was like, what's the acres to land size? 100.9 square miles, exactly the size of Salt Lake City, Utah. So
that was a rabbit hole you went down.
gender, there you go. There, that picture right there. Gender
When the
reveals have
gummies
burned that much. Basically, it could burn all of Salt Lake City.
I want to say before you started like naming off these states, I automatically assumed they were going to be southern states, just one because of the rapid population. We're spitting them out like rabbits, and two, there's usually a lot more like gunfire and like, you know, crazy fire stuff down in the south. Seeing this is in California and Arizona, I mean, yeah, you're going to jail.
Yeah,
Well,
wonder what the South is up to then.
I didn't want to get dark, but like, really went down around, like, people have died doing gender reveals. I'm not kidding. It's like been a whole, we've really jumped the shark on it. I feel like love the one that we did on the Yak.
Yeah.
Love a good cake. Love a good onesie at the restaurant. Maybe don't do fire and bombs or
or just stick to the classic TikToks where it's like, I'm the Mimo and I think it's gonna be a boy. I'm the
your
people.
pooter and I think it's a scoodle. Yeah, those are the best ones. Up next on my radar, the Delco pooper. I know she's already been everywhere. She's already been talked about enough, but
This
not
is
for me.
another personal Roman Empire.
First off, she had her day in court this week on Monday.
Okay.
Look at the glow up.
Beautiful.
She looks, I have to give a huge kudos to whoever her team is. She looks fabulous. Cute outfit, amazing hair. She got the highlights for court. It looks amazing. But for anyone living under a rock, this is the Philly area woman known as the Delco pooper. She allegedly, because we're in court for now, exploded orange diarrhea on another motorist's hood during a traffic dispute last month.
What gender is that?
And yeah, it's a girl. She's in court for charges stemming from that incident. I have a photo of it is orange. It's shocking.
I will say, looking at this photo, I would never be able to say that woman
was the Delco pooper.
Yeah.
It's like
No.
the Nickelodeon logo.
I have another photo for
Ew.
anybody who's like living under a rock of the poop on the hood of the car. I don't know if we could show it. We could pretend it's blurred enough. Yeah, that's
There she is.
Christina Solimento. She was originally charged with indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, criminal mischief, harassment, and depositing waste on the highway. But they also
way
tossed
to put
on in court. They tossed on one count of open lewdness. I have never wanted to be in a courtroom more in my entire life. I just love the idea of like super educated people like having to
talk about
deal with this.
Yeah.
There was only one witness whose video of the event sparked this whole saga, and it was a 17-year-old high school junior named Greg Ferrari.
Oh no.
Apparently, he and dozens of others in the courtroom, including the pooper, couldn't stop cracking up when the video was replayed in court because they had to play the video of the poop like exploding on the car. And apparently, like the judge, Christina Solomon, they were like, like nobody could hold it together.
I like the idea of this going on right next to like the Diddy case.
Yeah, I
this
was thinking that as well.
We need this televised.
And this is like the police officer who wrote the affidavit for her arrest had to get on the stand and say this. Solimento said, I wanted to punch her in the face, but I pooped on her car instead and went home. It was a clean poop. I didn't even have to wipe. And then the lawyers who have
There's
literally no way.
There might have
No
been.
way.
She might not be lying about all of that besides it being a clean poop.
Yeah.
that's the part where I'd be like, perjury. Yeah, you're going to jail. There's absolutely.
You put your hand on the Bible, damn it.
Yeah, there's zero chance. The lawyers who have real law degrees from real law schools had to then argue over exposure of sex organs. And the prosecution had to get up before the judge and say, if a person faces away from a vehicle, pulls their pants down, and bends at a 90-degree angle, they are going to expose their sex organs to the driver of that vehicle. And the judge was like, that checks out. Prima facie, bitch. Add that charge of indecent exposure to the end. Afterwards, the press were talking to Greg Ferrari, great name, Delco's Greg Ferrari, outside the courtroom, who said he was pumped to get the day off school for this. And that at graduation parties, it's grad party season, he's super popular. People are taking photos of them. He's thinking about starting a t-shirt line. Everything's coming up Greg Ferrari.
Heading into college with a great icebreaker for orientation.
Yeah, it's a whole
fun
to-do.
fact.
But I just love that this is, like, people have to get up for morning and work. and
Like,
put on
put
their
on a
suits
suit, like a
and be like,
blazer.
her genital, her, yeah.
Yeah, there's a stenographer in the corner typing it all.
I also just want to know at what point, like, I mean, I understood what she said by being like, I wanted to punch him, but instead I shit on the car. Like, at what point does that even cross your mind?
Yeah, I don't know how that's the go-to
Like, are you
alternative.
are you already like having like have you had your morning coffee? Like, are you in transit to go to the bathroom? Like, is that why you're in a hurry in general?
Well, so when she was being arrested, someone shouted out from the press, like, "What did you eat?" And her response was, "I have a sickness." So she apparently was not. She got into this altercation, already had tummy troubles, and I think her fight or flight
IBS?
was like, "I'm just gonna like
Shit on
a
you.
squid sprays ink when they're
like
upset."
a skunk, yeah.
Yeah, that was her.
She had a crave case for breakfast.
Yeah,
lady.
skunk mode on him, and that was the thing.
Oh
But
my God.
I don't know what she's out on $1,000 bail right now. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm thinking community service and like a fine is what's gonna happen to her.
I like how she was posing it as like there was an angel and devil on her shoulder. Devil was like punch him. Angel's like just shit on his car
the car.
instead.
Yeah.
Is there a GoFundMe for her right now?
There's gotta be.
I mean, if there's not, we probably should.
get on that.
Yeah.
I know.
So,
I just
so she
there's
can
a
afford
ton,
some Tums.
all the Delco Facebook pages, and I mean, I lived right off McDade Boulevard for a minute,
You
so I get
fucking
the
dick,
vibe.
you
That's right in the
dickhead.
zone. I may be hooked up with a guy from Ridley Park after my divorce who had a black box cable box. It's whatever. Anyway, I know the vibe there, and I wish that she would have gotten ahead and started her own t-shirt and hats line before everybody else did. Whatever. In selfish me news, the #1 podcast in America right now, out of all podcasts, I'm on it.
Oh, no way.
I am. It's a Malcolm Gladwell podcast called Deep Cover, and it's like in-depth crime series. And this season is The Truth About Sarah, and I'm on episode 4 because I got scammed by someone pretending to be a veteran.
Oh, congrats.
And yeah, I don't want to die. In episode 4, in the interview, it's the #1 podcast in the country right now. I make Barstool sound bad. I'm like, I'm Kate from Barstool Sports. If you're coming to us for real news, we're dumb. Like I said something dumb. So that's #1. I'm like, we're more about butts and poop. Then it was a whole thing. I sound like such an idiot in the episode. I was like listening to the whole thing, and everyone sounds so smart and so composed. And then I mean,
what do you expect whenever you're around people like us all day?
That's
and
true.
kids, between your kids who are very young and can't really communicate, and then us who are old and can't communicate. What did you expect?
Blame it on the kids and us.
It was just, I listened to it yesterday and it was painful. I was like, oh my God, I sound like such a
But
moron.
this episode is definitely not that.
But anyway, check out the Deep Cover, The Truth About Sarah this season. She is like, it's like a Catch Me If You Can type story of this woman who pretended to be a veteran who had cancer and was dying and had all this other stuff. She was the head of her VFW post. She wasn't a veteran at all. Like she had like the most veteran of veterans tricked. And then also I'm on it because I almost blew the FBI's case because I guess they were compiling a case and they were about to go after her. And then I went on Zero Blog 30 because they didn't want her to know. Because they were coming for her, so they didn't want her to get rid of the evidence and stuff. And then I didn't realize that, so I went on Zero Blog 30 and I was like, "Yo, this bitch is a scammer," blah blah blah. And I almost blew the FBI's
Only
case.
Kate.
As part of that episode. So yeah.
So did the FBI themselves contact you?
They didn't contact me, but they had to go into overdrive. They say on the podcast, I guess, because they talked to the FBI when I came out on ZBT and was like, they had to go into overdrive to get her before she got rid of evidence. So
I can't imagine how many sorries Kate had for the
my
FBI.
God.
Yeah.
It's like pull string dial stuck on sorry.
Yeah. But basically, I come off as that's my selfish news. I'm on the top podcast in America right now, sounding like an idiot. Finally, on my end, I cannot stop. I can't get enough of it. Belichick and Jordan Hudson.
Yeah.
I cannot get enough of it. They're in the news. They're engaged to be married, allegedly. 73-year-old UNC coach Bill Belichick, 24-year-old girlfriend Jordan Hudson, 49-year-old age gap. Do you guys think this is actually true? Because apparently it's based off a one-off by, Hudson said this to somebody at some event a few months ago, and then she was seen with the ring on her finger. Like, do you guys think they're actually engaged?
I feel like this is an easy one to find out. Just look for the ring or not next time you see her. But she's allegedly banned from... There's a lot of allegedlys with this girl going around, and I didn't think engaged would be one.
She seems like she is 100% the boss of this relationship. So if she told Bill we're engaged, I think they're engaged.
Yeah, she forced him down to one knee.
Well, I had a revelation last night as I was thinking about this. We've all seen the Bill Belichick mermaid photo. This is another one. I have many Roman empires. I think about this. When I tell you, like, I'm not joking. I pull it up. I think about it. I'll be, like, at the park with my kids, and this will flash in my mind. Me and Pal be reverse cowgirl and Pat, and then I'm like, oh, fuck, Belichick and the mermaid. God damn. I think about this so often. And I was looking at this, and then I was looking at, she just did the beauty pageant for Miss, she was Miss Hancock, trying to be Miss Maine to go to Miss whatever. She didn't win. Very gracious, very lovely. But I was looking at a photo of her from that, and she's gorgeous. She's like strikingly beautiful. I saw the mermaid picture, and my brain went Little Mermaid, and I went, oh my God. I made this in the kitchen last night. She's Ursula as a human.
Oh, wow.
Look, she looks just like.
And she stole Bill's voice.
And she stole Bill's voice.
Literally,
Holy
metaphorically.
Shit, Kate.
And by the way, I'm Team Ursula. I think she was octopus are very smart. And I think human Ursula snatched as hell. Gorgeous. And I'll say it, hotter than Ariel. All right? So I'm not shitting on Jordan here, but I just think
Disney's next new live action movie. We got it.
And Bill's Prince Eric, or is that what his name is?
Yeah.
Prince Eric.
Yeah.
Yes, Bill's Prince Eric. She's human Ursula. No offense. I say this in a kind way. She's hot. But I feel like there's something there. I feel like
especially in the bottom right photo with the bright red lip compared to the top right. Like, you were so spot on that.
the eyebrow, like everything. Look at their faces. They're the same. I was at my kitchen like Charlie Kelly at the corkboard last night. I was like, holy fuck, she's the fucking human. Anyway, take with that what you will. I texted Pat last night from New York office because he's really been going through it with this relationship. He's a huge New England Belichick guy, and he was just like, okay, thanks. So
who is this?
News. Anyway, enough of my ramblings. Any news on your guys' end?
Well, I tried to get the lowdown on the new coffee machine, so I asked people around the office and filmed it in action.
Oh.
Do you think it melts? Why I hate this thing that you have going on where you just record everything. Do we have more milk? Yeah.
Got milk?
Actually, I do. That's why. Stop. Nothing worse than Danny when you have a long week and he's in your face. Can you be useful and help?
Hell yeah, Danny.
I might have
thank
caught him at
you.
a bad time, but I'll go back next week and try to report back.
I do think the coffee machine was the top news story. Like, I don't think people realize what a buzz that caused here. That really, the whole office was very excited.
And I just want to say, I'm also very excited because all of the old coffee machines that I think are going back to the manufacturer, I've been personally hand cleaning for the last 2 years. So if I don't have to clean this coffee machine, I love it.
Yeah, you know, in the office when they get rid of Dwight and they start noticing like the plants aren't getting water and stuff, they never realized it was him. That's Megan with the coffee.
Yeah. And the water's upstairs. Everyone would just like shrivel up like a prune.
We never knew. We never knew. All right, on to the internet. Or does anyone else have any other news?
I want to know about Ebo's water bottle. I've been wondering where that thing is because I have a feeling it's been in his book bag or at his house, and he's been blaming.
Well, yeah, Ebo kind of lashed out against the office. Ebo, if you're listening next time, could you maybe retrace your steps simply before I launch a full investigation? He found it by the golf simulator. Yeah. It was his own doing.
Messaged the whole office on a Slack
the
last
whole office
week.
on a Slack, but unfortunately our guy found himself at the center of another investigation this week.
What'd he do?
Here we go.
Another week, another crime committed in Chicago that the mayor won't email me back about. This time it involves our dear friend Roan, who got his account hacked, and our friend Evan is at the center of it again after his tweet was the last thing Roan retweeted off his account. So I'm looking for Evan in all his usual spots, through the glass door, in the women's bathroom. Then I finally found him during some downtime.
I'm on the dozen.
Did you get Roan's account hacked? You were the last retweet.
I'm trying to double sip.
Excuses.
He's in here now.
Did Ebo get Roan's account hacked?
He was talking about that, yeah.
What do you know about Roan's account getting hacked, Smokes? Whoa! Zach. Do you think it was Evan that hacked Roan's account?
Who's Evan?
Center of another investigation of cum.
And I'm kind of confused what the issue is.
I don't know how it could be more clear. You hacked Roan's account in order to retweet yourself. Was it worth it?
My theory on this is Ebo's trying to make cum all about himself. He's saying, let's get more cum for Ebo.
Until mostly.
To make cum all about himself.
You want cum and you want pre-cum.
Yeah, come running.
After show that you call mostly sports.
Are you ever gonna turn this fucking? Have you been rolling for 30 minutes?
Oh my god, you're alright. You just hit Paige.
Just hit a woman.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. She flopped.
Stay tuned for next week's unnecessary investigation where we find out if Evan purposely elbowed a female.
Oh my God, he did.
That was great, Danny.
Thank you.
That was great.
This is a dumb question. Did Roan's account really get hacked?
Yes, it did.
What was it retweeting and stuff that?
And they did a crazy deep fake of Roan, like saying I'm not hacked too. It's just crypto, I believe. I was too afraid to even go back to his page after that. But yeah.
That's
Anytime someone gets
crazy.
hacked, I also get so scared. I don't even want to go like click on their name because I feel like somehow like whoever is behind it will get my account.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like if it happens to Roan, it could happen to anyone.
Dude,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. That's crazy. And Ebo was the last one before it happened.
I will say though,
Okay.
he just had twins. That twin brain fog could really get you.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's a good point.
That's true.
You're like 50% more likely to fall for a phishing scam if you have twins.
You got to keep your head on a swivel, Roan. That's crazy. Eyes on Ebo hitting women.
Yeah,
That's sad.
unreal.
On to the internet overview rock and scroll. I wanted to start off with some things that I was scrolling in the rocking chair as per usual, some things that I saw that made me feel better as a parent this week. I think I'll say this every week. I said it last week. I'm a huge Misery Loves Company, or just seeing like, I love those celebs. They're just like us. And it's
Yeah.
like celebs like fumbling with something in a parking lot, like that shit just makes me feel better. And have you guys heard of or seen comedian Chris Fleming?
I believe so, yes.
He is one of my favorite. I think he's one of the most creative. He has this bit. Go look up Chris Fleming talking about the time he had to go to Super Bowl Sunday with Dane Cook at his house. It's one of the funniest bits I've ever seen in my life. But he had this clip that I was scrolling. I love his stuff, so I happened to scroll by it, and I loved this.
I like
So
his style already.
here we go.
So we're having babies right now. Here's my 2 cents on this. Okay. If Celine Dion had gamer sons, what chance do you think you stand? Did you see the documentary? The Celine Dion documentary, most people's main takeaway was about how resilient she is in the face of all these health issues. My takeaway was that Celine Dion has 2 gamer sons. Celine will be doing solfege and vocal warm-ups, and then in the background you see 2 boys at 170-degree angles mowing down aliens at point-blank range. They don't even stop gaming during the documentary. So my point here is if our greatest living diva is not immune to 2 boys in leather gaming chairs, who do you think you are? No amount of aioli that you feed your blonde baby at the farmer's market is gonna stop the grim gamer. The gaming chairs alone. I mean, a gaming chair, you know what I'm talking about? The game. Nothing gives me a chill like a gaming chair. If you see a boy in a gaming chair, he is not playing a wholesome game. He's not playing Animal Crossing. He's not on Yoshi's Island. He's hunting social workers. Occupational therapist to your left.
You get the gist of it. But yeah, I just really, I love that. And he's talking about the last summer Amazon Prime documentary, I Am Celine Dion. And it shows her like it's a painful day-to-day life with locked-in syndrome. And there is like, I have like a couple stills in there, but it is her like nicely, she's warming out. And in the background, they're in these like crazy fucking like
Their setups
maxed out
are
gamer
sick.
chairs. Their setups are sick. Like here they are in the background. Like
Lightsabers all on the wall. Don't think you're immune to that either.
And I just love shit like that because it's like, there's all these, is the baby breastfed or bottle fed? Are you formula or this? Or like, are you doing baby-led weaning? Are you doing sleep training? Blah, 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 blah. And at the end of the day, they're all going to end up being smelly, gross teens who are like, gaming or doing weird shit or like goofy or whatever. Like,
I'll play devil's advocate to the kids here. Now, traditionally, parents are just like, I'm going to sign them up for summer camp because I want them to be busy. I want them to sign them up for baseball so he can be busy. What if they were like, hey, I'm pretty busy gaming? Like, and they're content with that.
Totally.
But part of you is obviously like, well, I want them to get like exercise and like meet people. But
so I do have a spot to speak from here.
Okay.
Having my
do you have
son.
a smelly gamer? Did the grim gamer get your son?
Well, having my son at 20, we were trying to figure out a name. Both Alex and I are really into sports, really athletic growing up. So I automatically made the assumption that my son was going to be an athlete. So I named him Madden, as one does.
Certainly.
Turns out he loves gaming and he's kind of a nerd.
Yeah.
He's good at Madden, then it fits.
He's not. He plays FIFA. But no, definitely you can't really force your kids into anything. Yeah, would I like them to go outside and play baseball and do all that? Yes, but like with Madden, I like let him kind of do his own thing, and like when he does feel like going outside, I'm like, yeah, like that rocks. When he goes and plays a game, I'm like, yeah, that's cool. But I'm not like as excited about it. But I'm gonna be excited if he comes down and he's like, oh mom, I just got this awesome new like whatever horse in Red Dead 2, and I'm like, that's awesome, man. Like, I'm excited about it either way. But he's correct. No matter what you do.
Professional gamer is a new professional athlete.
It is.
That's right.
I tried to do organic food and breastfeeding, and he ended up super smart. Just still a gamer.
Still 170 degrees.
And he's the best. Shout out my kids.
Yeah, I just loved that for some reason. I love that Celine Dion's kids are just like gaming in the background because it's like no matter how much money you have, no matter who like the kids all kind of even out and they become weird in the end. Like they all every kid goes through that like weird tween phase. It's kind of like how I desperately want Sophia Richie to come out and be like, I have terrible hemorrhoids. Like I just love anything that makes me feel like, hey, they're one of us.
It's like when Alex Earle shows all of her like acne scars.
Yes.
I feel better.
I'm like, oh wow.
Show us your flaws.
That's why I watch Hoarders.
The other thing that made me feel better this week was the Jerry Puke leg. I'm gonna give you a warning on it. Yeah. Oh, never mind. There it is. It's the Jerry Puke leg. No, that's okay.
I didn't wait.
Jersey Jerry here was like, yeah, my son puked on my leg. You're not gonna believe how much puke it is. And then he tweeted the photo, and I thought, oh, I can guess how much puke this is. I couldn't have guessed that it was this much puke. I guess his son had a tummy ache and he forgot, and he gave him chocolate milk.
His
before
wife
bed.
did, or his girl did say, don't give him any milk. It's bad on his stomach. And then looked like he proceeded to give him 3 bowls of oatmeal and a gallon of chocolate milk.
Was he like bent over his knee, just dry heaving for like 5 minutes straight? That can't be one shot.
To be fair though, with kids, like if they're puking or pooping and you're in the vicinity, you just stay still and let it go all over you.
That's like an exorcist puke right there.
It just made me feel better because it happens to all of us. I was reading my son a book in the rocking chair the one night, and he just turned and casually just vomited hot dog all over me, and then he was fine. He just like went right back to it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" We had a poopocalypse in our hallway earlier this week, actually. So, with my youngest, and that was a whole to do. But there's like,
how do you they don't talk enough about like potty training, pee, poo in the toilet, but then when puke comes around. Is that a new step for parents? Like you also have to go to the toilet to do this.
They just find the carpet no matter what. If your whole house could be hardwood, and they'll find the rug or the one piece of like cloth
the worst spot
that you
to
care
puke.
about. Yeah.
Yeah. So the mistake you make sometimes as a parent, like they'll start puking and you'll want to pick them up to bring them to the bathroom, but then that's a no because once you pick them up, everything just keeps on coming, and then you just have
they're decking the halls.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a hallway of puke, and then once you get to the bathroom, they're done.
Yeah.
you guys whipping out the popcorn bowl for the puke bowl?
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're talking to 2 girls that rode in a car with Folgers cans.
Yeah.
Of course we're using popcorn bowls.
We're using popcorn bowls.
Remind me not to eat popcorn at either of your homes.
Yeah, don't do it. It's gross. But that just made me feel better. Those were the only 2 things that really stood out to me this week. Misery Loves Company.
I have one more question about the kids. A lot of like rarely do you hear about the dad bringing out the belt anymore. That's kind of gone away for the most part.
Yeah.
But if they're like, or it's been like shamed to death. But if they're like 3 or younger, are they still getting the traditional spank?
No.
Like, don't
For
do
what?
that. Like
no.
when they're acting bad.
No, I don't.
The most I would do is maybe like a diaper to a little pop on the butt.
Yeah, that's
but
what I mean.
But no, I used to get like a yardstick to the back of my bare thighs. We're not doing that anymore.
No.
No, but even my mom, I remember, if I was acting up, it'd just be a quick like
a quick little
Yeah.
pop.
Just
like,
to get
hey.
your attention.
Yeah, she's not like socking me in the face. She's just like.
Oh, I was spanked.
But the just the gentle like pat on the butt / spank. Is that even around, or is that also been?
There's some people that are still spanking for sure, but
Yeah.
I don't think it's nearly in the way. I don't think people use belts anymore. I feel like Arian
no.
Foster kind of ruined
That's
that
abuse,
for everyone.
brother.
Yeah, it's assault. It's a battery.
Yeah.
I've found that my kids are like super sponges, and anything that you give them, they'll give right back to you.
Yeah.
And so I'd like to not get hit. So I'm gonna not go. I'm
They're
gonna
fighting
go ahead
back
and not.
now?
It's been a long time since my kids have been in diapers, so it's been a long time since I've had to pop anyone on the butt. So
But no, I'm
Good to know.
one of those annoying like gentle parenting people, whatever. And that's why I don't sleep at night, and I'm almost in tears over the weekend. They're just destroying not destroying my life. They're running
not.
it. They're running it.
Big
Anyway,
difference.
Megan, your video this week,
yeah.
I thought was perfect.
It's
we'll
kind of a
watch
long
chunk
one.
of it.
Yeah.
We're hitting waxing season, baby. We're hitting waxing season. I just for me, I get waxed earmuffs, Danny, max 3 times a year. It is a rare and special occasion. I recently did because I went to Mexico, and I was like, you just don't want to have to worry about earmuffs, Doug. Earmuffs, Danny, and about anything hanging outside. You don't want any like flapping in the wind on the sides of your bathing suit. It's just easier.
What was that sound again? Yeah, I like
You don't
that.
have to worry about it.
Can we show the puke again?
Yeah. So
No, you're going to be interested in this video because this has been a topic in the office for the men. I didn't realize it was an issue for women as well.
Oh, wiping back to front. Well, we'll get into it, but this is a waxer telling all. Here we go.
I'm a waxer. We need to have a chat. Sorry, I'm in between clients right now. I have 20 minutes to eat my lunch, so I'm doing it at the same time. But to preface this video and say I'm not trying to shame anyone. I'm just being super honest. Being a woman, a waxer, you realize that not everyone grew up with the same knowledge of hygiene, feminine hygiene as you. And like I said, this is more meant so to be educational, but I need to set the scene so you guys understand what it's like when some people lay down on our table. Now you have to understand, as a waxer, there's a lot of things that I don't care about. You're like, oh, my hair is so long. I don't care, that's the point. Like, sorry, I'm sweating like in the middle of the wax. Girl, I don't care.
I sweat through my fucking
about
hoodie
your
when I'm on that
hyperpigmentation.
table.
I don't care about your ingrown hairs.
I've never
your
sweat more
weight.
in my
I don't
life.
care about your size. I don't care what you wore to come. Like, I don't
Get
care.
to the point,
But
girl.
there is a certain level
Yep.
of personal hygiene that I think people don't realize you have to take extra care of the bits and goodies that are downstairs when you're a woman. And these are things that if you do not learn as a child growing up, you really don't know. Men don't really care when they're having sex with you. So then when you have another woman
I would
down
disagree.
there, a service provider.
Yeah, Danny, we'll have
typically-
you chime in
just
on that.
So you know, this is going on downstairs. Being honest, if you didn't know this, now you know. You need to wipe front to back. As a waxer, when you wipe back to front,
Who didn't know that?
All right.
insane. Your feces is smearing into
Yeah,
your
quick pause
discharge.
here. Your feces, her casually eating udon noodles that she said your feces
Feces
are
are
smearing
smearing
into your discharge.
Yeah.
That's
So-
only a nurse or a waxer
So
could have that
that's
kind of
all
fortitude.
we need to listen to on that video because
Well-
it basically just goes into more detail of how disgusting some people are coming into their wax appointments.
She gets to one point where she talks about she thought this woman had a tampon string and it was just old pieces of toilet paper in
No.
the crevices and the flaps. And like
Holy
she
shit.
talks about how women coming in after like, hey, sorry, I just came from the gym coming through. Whenever I go to get waxed, again, which is rare, it's like when people go into the biohazard rooms and get
Yes.
sprayed down,
Yes.
I'm in the shower full blast, like making sure
everything.
And I go directly from the shower, like to my car, and right to the waxer. I don't do anything else.
It's like your mom telling you to clean the house before the maid comes.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
That's exactly what it's like, Danny.
So there's fucking her pussy's just TP'd with toilet paper.
She was talking about. She's like, that's why some women have sit down smell. Have you guys heard the sit down smell?
The sit down
discourse?
air.
When like you sit and it like wafts out like
No.
buzzy smell. Apparently, like people who get butt lifts, like Brazilian butt lifts, and have butt implants, like
have this.
If it goes wrong, they have a certain scent that puffs out. But she's like, yeah, people coming straight from the gym, people coming. The other part she was talking about was people will have sex. Shout out Cum Squad. And when you pull the wax, she's like, it shoots out on the table.
Yeah.
Like shit like that.
Wait,
like,
what does? It's just in there?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Did you not watch Nikki Smokes' video explaining the donut glaze hole?
But like, how long before that did they have like right before? Or are we talking like weeks?
It could be like a day or two.
Yeah, it could be for a hot minute.
Either way,
I thought
ladies,
gravity would just play its part.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's front to back, or she talks about split wiping, which is a little bit in the front, a little bit in the back if you're on your period or whatever. But yeah, the men in this office have talked about how to fold your toilet paper, if you fold it, if you crumple it, if you wipe front to back to front, just to put it all out there again. If you didn't know, now you know.
Honey,
Front
I was
to back.
stunned hearing her say that. I like steam blow. I'm like,
I would love to also see the chat comments here, because if you feel shame, don't, but also let us know in the chat if this changed your perspective on your hygiene.
Clean your pussies.
I'll never forget in like 2016, Big Cat said somewhere before I even started working here, if you're a guy and you never wiped front to back, then you still have poo in your butt from like years ago. And so ever since, I've been doing it that way. So thank you, Big Cat, for that advice.
Yeah, hey, wipe yourselves, clean your pussies.
So you guys always go front to back?
Yeah. If you
dude.
go back to front, then
but like that's like you guys are hunched over like chimps. Like, that feels so unnatural.
How do you do it, Danny?
Well, I do both, but I'm aware. Like for that to be my norm would be like
it's literally
like
so unhealthy.
I cannot imagine going back to. I cannot imagine a world where that would ever.
Wait, back to. Oh yeah. Both. I had it reversed. I had it reversed. I was doing the front to back motion.
I think Danny's a little confused.
Danny's a little confused.
Because when you go front to back, you're going behind. If you're going
Barstool investigates
front to back,
how Danny wipes his ass.
Yeah. I do both, but if I'm a switch hitter. But if you go front to back, you got to do the arm in front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nobody.
Like,
and then your knuckles might hit the toilet water. No, I would never.
Well, I'm standing up. I'm standing up, obviously. It's a stand-up activity.
Okay, I'm glad that we cleared that up.
I would clear that up, Danny. You need to work on
Christ.
that. You need to.
I do both. Why am I getting shamed?
Jesus.
I'm not the one with fucking toilet paper in my pussy.
You don't know.
I've never checked. Yeah.
Oh my god. At the back of your balls looks like
give me a second.
It looks like a fucking a tired like mud flaps.
An old breakfast diner with dried up syrup on the table.
Ew. Anyway,
my balls are clean,
video.
I swear.
Oh yeah, I found another good one.
Equally upsetting. She just sent me this yesterday.
Yeah, this is how normal people take the temperature of their.
We might not be able to
play the
the
music.
sound.
Yeah, and this is how a trick rider takes her horse's temperature. So watch what happens here.
Oh,
all right,
what
cool. She's doing tricks on it. All right.
And I'll be honest, trigger warning. I felt like this was almost animal
Here's
abuse.
the temperature, and we're taking the temperature now.
There's no way. I love that there's a warning on the video that says the actions in this video.
Oh, and there's
are
BFT. Yeah.
I have no idea how or why that came up on my For You page, but I felt like everyone had to see it if I did.
Thank you, Megan.
Could she not have just gone?
She did the first time. That's how other people do it, but how trick riders do it is like that.
Her face was in that ass. I mean, she's gonna get pink eye.
Yes, certainly.
Hopefully the horse wipes front to back.
The more you know.
Yeah, horse people, like, there's the cliche, everybody knew a horse girl growing up, but, like, I did. We all knew her, and she's still equally as horse girly as she was then.
Yep.
And they're a very specific lady.
They're usually brunettes.
Well,
She's a brunette.
They have, like, the folders with the stallions on them. Like,
And
how do you detect?
You can just tell. They kind of resemble their horses a little bit, just like wavy hair.
I love the cartoon.
Is that a thing you guys wanted, like a pony growing up?
No.
No, you know what's fucked up? My mom rode horses my whole childhood. She would go every Wednesday night at like 7 to this place, Marsh Creek, and they had a horse barn, and you could rent whatever, and every Wednesday she would bring me And then I would have to hang out in the barn while she went and rode horses, and I never got to ride.
Sweetie, take this horse's temperature.
Yeah.
At least it wasn't to their favorite bar, and you had to hang out in the back room with this giant Great Dane.
We did that too.
That's
Played a lot of arcade games back in the day.
I always, played the ones where the hot men had like the pies covering their private parts, and I'm just like putting them back. I'm like 7 years old, just like putting quarters in, just doing the puzzles.
So maybe being taking a horseback riding lessons wasn't so bad, even though they weren't for me. You're Danny. You had 2 videos for us today, and tell me, are we going over the time? I don't know. I have no idea.
It's like 10:07 right now, so
we started
at we started at like 9:15.
Okay,
we don't have to. We can. Let's go to the piles. Mine can wait.
Trickier girl. Sorry. Fuck you, Danny.
Yeah.
Fuck you. We're skipping your thing. My pink back this week. My thing was going to be that I went to do an open mic. Nick and Mook asked me to do 5 minutes at Zany's in July. And so part of my pink back was saying yes to that, even though I really wanted to say no. I was like, I'll say yes. And I've started writing, and I'm at the point now where I have enough where I want to go to an open mic. And last night, actually, which was Tuesday night since we're pre-recording, I found an open mic at 9 o'clock, and I was like, the kids will be down by then. I can go, blah, blah, blah. Couldn't get the kids down for the life of me last night. House was a mess. We're doing this a little bit earlier, so I didn't have the shoot ready, blah, 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 blah. Everything was a disaster. And I feel like part of the reality of this pink back idea is that the reality of parenting, especially with young kids, is that like you usually can't in the moment. And I just kind of been having a particularly tough week. Like, I don't know. My 4-year-old is a very big feelings guy, and I want to be careful on here not to. I hate the accounts that are like parenting advice accounts, and then they show their kid having a tantrum on the ground or like super vulnerable moments, and they're like, here's what I would do. I'm like, that sucks.
Yeah.
So I'm not like shitting on my kids or anything like that, but just people like, oh, the terrible twos, or wait till they're 3. I actually loved that age for my son. They flip out at that age because they can't communicate very well, but like it's manageable. It's whatever. That was like my best buddy. And then he turned 4, got real good at talking, and it's like he says shit that I would like thought wasn't coming until he was a teenager, where I'm like, oh my God, you just like hurt my feelings so bad. And I know like emotional intelligence, I know he's 4, I know he's a kid, but just like the attitude and the whining and the tantrums and like the whatever, and you just can't stop going like, am I fucking up? Like, am I fucking this kid up? Like, am I fucking up? Am I doing this right? And there's a million accounts that are like, well, here's what you do, and here's how you hold boundaries, and blah, 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 blah. But I'm always left at the end of those videos being like, well, you told me what not to do, but what exactly do I do? I don't know. I'm rambling, but like,
no, I get it completely what you're saying.
It's just been kind of a week. And the 1.5-year-old is like just not sleeping. It's just been like I'm just having a week that I know will pass and like whatever, but.
Yeah, the kids, I will say the sleeping will come soon. The attitude will only get worse.
Yeah.
So the more sleep you get, the more emotionally intelligent you can be with your kids, with their attitudes. But now at this point, your emotional state is just in shambles because you're not sleeping. They're whining. You don't know what to do. Everything, again, they can't communicate as well as they want to, even though your 4-year-old can talk. He still doesn't really know what he wants to say all the time. So it's like you're trying to juggle all of that. I think, again, as you said, we don't want to be like one of those accounts, but like just do the best that you can do for your kids, you know?
Yeah, this will pass. It's like, the 1.5-year-old, he's like only eating breads, pouch. Like he's not eating, and I'm like, does daycare think I'm like a shit parent? Like it's one of those weeks where I'm like, holy fuck, I'm fucking up so bad as a parent, and I know this will pass.
Only 14 years till he's out of the house.
Only 14 more years, and I'll figure it out.
But don't say stuff like that, because then that makes me sad, because I'm about to have a 12-year-old who is stinky and does know how to communicate and will be out of the house soon. So I'm at the point where I want to shrink him and like keep every second being like still wholesome and childlike. And it's like, I can't stop it. Like the roller coaster is already in full motion. Like I can't Benjamin Button him. Like he's going to grow up, and it's going into 7th grade. And I don't know if you guys, like whenever I went to 7th grade, it was like a whole new world for me. Like I thought I was like big shit. Like I was an old, like I knew everything. And I'm just like, he already thinks that in 6th grade. I can't imagine what next year's going to be like.
Yeah. What's like the next social evolution age after 4. Like you said, he's kind of learning how to say words now. Then what's next? Like once he turns
say
7,
words like you're a bad mom. Like, oh my god,
I don't like
fuck,
you.
dude?
I'm like,
yeah, I
oh,
don't like
man.
you. I'm not your
Okay.
friend. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, I don't know. But it does help to remember. Like I tell myself, this too shall pass is something I say
My
all the
mom
time.
used to
Like,
say
this
that
is
all
a
the
phase,
time.
This too shall pass. But it's hard to remember that when you're super fucking tired and you're like, oh my god, I'm fucking up. But anyways,
That's when you go
why
cry
I
in the
didn't do my
shower.
pink back this week. I do have a plan B for my pink backs when I can't do them. I'm gonna start sending Danny out on them. I have a possum funeral lined up for him at the insect asylum. Their beloved possum passed away. They're having a funeral for him on, and so
Supposedly their lifespans are only like 7 years or something.
pretty short.
And it's really sad.
Are we sure it actually died?
It actually died. It did. Oh, that's true. Or is it playing dead? But they do yoga. They did yoga classes with this possum. Roamed around while people did yoga, and I was gonna go, and now I can't. But I will be saying.
I'll say something, and I've
necessary.
purposely never said this. Not too many things scare me in this world. Bats, rats, getting confronted by Dave Portnoy, and possums.
Possums is a big one. Well, unfortunately, this
They're-
might be a good trip for you.
Possums
then.
are really
So it can't hurt
friendly
you.
and they can't get ticks and they're basically blind. They're really fun guys.
Big rats. Always in my garbage. You only see him at night. It's always a stare down every time.
We'll have to get
This might be
we'll
helpful
have to get that reptile guy from the Yak to come in with a possum to have
Oh,
Danny
no.
confront his fears.
That's my
I would
connect,
love
and I
that.
told him, don't you ever.
I would love that. Up next, I don't know if we have. Sorry, I'm probably going over on time here, but the Doom piles of the week. They never go away. The one I posted last week is still around. If you have a Doom pile, however big or small, you don't have to have kids. Send it on in. This first Doom pile comes us from Nicole Ray Photography. She said she isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
Let's
this is a
go,
long
Nicole.
time Doom pile.
Impressive.
Yeah. Up next, we have Jessica Trowbridge's husband's pile. She said, my husband would kill me if he knew I sent this Doom pile. It's in the corner of our bedroom is the next one. And it has the classic stuff, the baby carrier on top, the little baby seat. It's just a great mismatch of things.
It's kind of a pro move putting the hamper next there because I feel like hamper naturally always has like a mess around it, just
Yes.
clothes falling out
If
of
you
it.
put the hamper next to it, then it certifies it as that's the place where everything goes.
Justified Doom pile.
Yeah.
I like this next guy, Mitch. He said, you say Doom pile as if there's only one. I have a 1 and almost 4-year-old laundry Doom pile with one loader in the wash already, constant living room mess. And I liked the goldfish on the nightstand next to his bed.
Nice touch.
Was the winner for me. That's like really, that's what I have the same thing next to my bed. That
And I
looks-
love the daddy little sign that they made for him in the background.
I'll say the question, a lot of clothes. Like, is this just laundry? I always imagine Doom piles to be
It is
just
the
like,
never-ending story of adults is laundry.
But like that's if it's in a pile stacking up in the corner, you're just not wearing those clothes.
No, you're gonna wear them.
There,
You're
you
just
know,
gonna
most
wait.
of my piles are clean clothes.
yeah,
and
I have a pile of
I
cleans.
dump it.
waiting
I
to
need
be
the
folded.
basket again, so you dump it and you whatever, and then the kids start running around with it, and you're like, fuck, it's a whole to-do. This next, Kayla Rose Patel, she said, I would say this is more of a clutter corner than a Doom pile. I almost didn't want to share this because it's aspirational. She's got a very clean Doom pile, and then they said they moved that whole pile to the basement. They didn't clean it. They just moved it to the basement, and they decided to put a wine and beer cart instead. And I said, I support that move.
I support that
Nice.
as well.
It's like I pimp my pile.
Yeah, I like that, Danny.
This next one, we're almost through them, but this next one is anonymous, but this was, I'll preemptively say it, this was my winner of the week. This is a gorgeous classic Doom
Look
pile.
at all the
Oh my
colors.
God.
You can just tell this is multi-seasonal.
Mount Everest of Doom piles
They
right
say
there.
this is a depression laundry pile stacked on top of an old box TV, stacked on top of an old coffee table.
Yeah, this is the winner for sure.
I love it. I think you're totally normal, and a lot of people have these. And
Also, I want to point out, whoever you are, you have ADD. I can see all of your crafts there that you're starting and not finishing. I can see that blanket. It's almost done. You can do it.
you can do it. Keep going on that blanket. And also, don't feel bad about this pile because you've got stuff underneath it fluffing it up. It
Yeah,
looks
it looks-
worse than
looks
it is.
way worse than it is.
You're totally fine. There's a box TV under there. And then finally, we have Katie Crass, who says she moved 2 weeks ago. This is still her closet. This made me feel better because when I got back from Mexico, it took me like 3 weeks to unpack my suitcase. And I feel like a lot of people have that when they come back from a trip or they move or whatever.
Yep.
The Doom pile just sits there. I love that there's not even a single hanger still yet.
I love that.
After 2 weeks, you'll get there. And then just the very, very last one, Emma Taylor. She said the moment you realized you forgot to take a picture of your doom pile for Kate and it got tidied up, she accidentally cleaned up her doom pile, so she sent me this instead. And that's just her dog. That's it for the doom. The doom pile of the week winner is the anonymous depressed TV pile. For me, I'm going to send you another mug from my house with some Stella Blue coffee cups.
Let's go.
Yep. The mug is on the way to the last winner. The back and forth, I'm still figuring out this. I sent you guys like a panic text before. I'm like, I'm still not exactly sure. I don't have interviews lined up or whatever. We're going to figure it out.
Again, this show is supposed to be live. This is only our second show. Don't be too hard on yourselves. And you guys don't be too hard on us either, because we're getting all floppity around and we're working things out.
Yeah.
But that's what this show's about.
Redirect all your hate to me if you have any.
Yeah, that's facts. Everyone just L's in the chat for
I can take it.
L's in the chat. I guess go ahead and play us out, and we'll see you guys next week. Kate and Friends in the Morning. Send me your doom piles. I'll have other stuff hopefully for the back and forth next week. Thank you to everybody who watched, and yeah, we'll see you next Thursday.
Send your pink back ideas.
Pink back doom
ideas.
piles, anything you want. Oh.
What's this?
Oh.
Spider stand.
Ew, why did he touch himself like that?
Okay, bye guys.
All right.